What's good, YouTube? It's Nas and we back with another video. Road to 400 subscribers, of course. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Giannis. And as we all know, the Milwaukee Bucks have traded, they released Damian Lillard, and Damian Lillard is no longer on the Bucks. And we know that Dame was going to miss next season regardless. But with a roster around Giannis, what is next? Like, what does Giannis look like this season? And obviously we know Giannis is an NBA champion. He is an MVP, and he is still one of the best players, if not the best player in the league. So with this roster around him, how far can he go next season? And as we all know, the Eastern Conference is weak next season. So how far can he take this team? And realistically, I don't see it being very far, because it's literally just Giannis on this team. And I'm about to tell y'all their roster, and tell me if y'all think, or if you take Giannis off the Milwaukee Bucks right now, like, how many games do you think this team is winning by itself? And yes, you could say this about a lot of the superstars, but at the same time, the way the Milwaukee Bucks just set up this team around Giannis, like, it's not really, yeah. You got Giannis, obviously. They brought back Giannis because obviously Giannis isn't hurting no more, so they're going to try to get him some burn when it's garbage time. You got Cole Anthony, who I think is a solid pickup, who can come off the bench if you expect him to be a starting point guard. I don't think Cole Anthony is ready for that, or I don't think he is technically a point guard, because I remember watching the Orlando Magic games. Cole Anthony does not look to pass first. He looks to get a bucket. He looks to score first. So having him play next to Giannis, I guess it gives you a dynamic scorer. But at the same time, does Cole Anthony have enough vision to set up the other guys around him? Like, I don't really see that being Cole Anthony's role on this team. I see Cole Anthony's role being, all right, Doc Rivers looking at the bench and be like, we ain't scoring in a minute. Cole Anthony, go get the game. I just don't think that. Obviously, Cole Anthony is a good enough playmaker to play next to Giannis. But you got Jemery Boyea, I don't know who that is. Amir Coffey, who is a shooting pickup, because obviously the Bucks love spacing, and you need spacing around Giannis for Giannis to thrive. Obviously, if Giannis wants to get to the paint, he has to have enough playmakers around him to obviously thrive. And I felt like Giannis this season has improved his playmaking dramatically. Like, Doc Rivers had Giannis playing a bunch of point guard this season when Damian Lillard was out with injury, and Giannis was getting triple doubles back to back to back. Like, that's how good Giannis got with playmaking. And I remember that was a negative on his game during his MVP season. Like, yes, Giannis has always had vision, but he didn't really have enough vision for it. You could be like, oh, he's the point forward. Like, he could run some point guard, not just screen and roll or just transition point guard. Like, Giannis could be a legit point guard, and that's what he looked like last season. My bad for the voice crack. But you got AJ Green, who started to be one of the best, like, off the catch shooters, like smooth jump shots. AJ Green made a name for himself this season. You got Gary Harris, who was pivotal in the Denver Nuggets role. He really lost himself in Orlando. Like, his jumper just disappeared, I feel like. But Gary Harris is going to look to become a better shooter next to Giannis, because, like I said, Giannis needs shooters around him. You got Andre Jackson Jr., a defender. You got Kyle Kuzma, who's looking to have a bounce back season for the Milwaukee Bucks. He didn't look like a player where you trade one of your key staples of your organization in Chris Middleton, but hopefully Kuzma could bounce back and show why he was obviously traded for Middleton, and he was worth that price of giving up AJ Johnson, who I think is going to be good in this league, and their young rookie who they drafted in the first round when everybody was doubting them. And AJ Johnson showed that he could potentially be a future key staple or a rotational piece for the Washington Wizards. But anyway, you got Chris Livingston, you got Pete Nance, you got Kevin Porter Jr., who reshaped his career on the Bucks too. Like, he was getting buckets on the Bucks. I'm pretty sure I got a Kevin Porter Jr. video back in March talking about how good KPJ was playing, and he wasn't playing that good for the Clippers. But as soon as he got to Milwaukee, he started playing next to Giannis, and his skills started to show. Giannis is praising him. Damian Lillard is praising him. Like, that's how good KPJ was, and hopefully KPJ can I think KPJ is most likely going to be the starter on this team, starting point guard, because he played point guard on the Rockets. Yes, he was the turnover machine, but hopefully he could fix those problems. And obviously playing next to Giannis, he doesn't have to be the primary ball handler every time, so he's not at risk for him getting turnovers. But anyway, you got Bobby Portis still on this team, a key staple in Milwaukee. Milwaukee fans love him. I thought Bobby Portis should have probably been traded, but he's still on the team. You got Taurean Prince, who's obviously a shooter, more Doc Rivers and fucking Darvin Ham's key stable. They love them some Taurean Prince. You got Ryan Rollins, Mark Sears, Jericho Sims, who turned out to be a good backup. You got Gary Trent Jr. and you got their offseason pickup in Miles Turner. And I do think Miles Turner is a huge upgrade from Brook Lopez, because Brook Lopez wasn't really doing anything for the last couple seasons. Like, yes, if you're a casual, you're going to be like, oh, Brook Lopez is impacting the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, he gives them big man shooting and he gives them defense. Wrong. Brook Lopez was not giving the Bucks defense last season, and Brook Lopez would just take this occasional deep three out of nowhere. And I feel like getting Miles Turner, yes, he's a better shooter, and I think he's a better rim protector. So I think Miles Turner will obviously add to this Milwaukee offense and defense, and giving another player for Giannis to drive and kick out to, which is good for the Milwaukee Bucks. But I don't think he was the price of Damian Lillard. But we'll see how Damian Lillard comes back basically in 2 seasons next year, if you want, whatever you want to call it, because the season's about to start. And we'll just see how a 35-year-old Damian Lillard coming off a torn Achilles looks like. But anyway, like I was talking about in the playoffs, Giannis was magical. Like, he was doing everything it took for the Milwaukee Bucks to win, and they still only won 1 game. If y'all don't know, they lost in 5 games to the Indiana Pacers, who would obviously have a magical run this season and go to the NBA Finals. And I remember watching that last game, I'm like, there's no way Giannis loses this, right? He just went off, and he finally has some help in Gary Trent Jr. And Gary showed up last game, until he obviously choked it away. He dropped the catch, he dropped the pass to keep the ball in bounds, and obviously we know what happened next. Tyrese Halliburton got to the cup, laid it up for the game winner. And in that series, like, I'm not gonna let people, I don't know if people are actually saying this, I'm just thinking of my head, or I'm pretty sure nobody should be saying this, that it was Giannis' fault. Because Giannis in that series averaged 33 points, 15.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. Literally doing everything it took for this Milwaukee Bucks team to win, even though the talent was clearly not around him. His star next to him got injured right next to him. So what can you do? What can you do in this situation? And Giannis every single season is in the MVP conversation. Yes, I understand that he won 2, but maybe he should have more than that. Maybe we're going to be looking towards the future, and we're going to be like, how the fuck doesn't Giannis have more MVPs to his name? It just really doesn't make sense. And looking at it, and obviously seeing the talent that we're in the NBA, that's in the NBA today, like, I don't think you could have gave Giannis the MVP over Shea or Jokic this season. You just couldn't. But at the same time, Giannis is in that conversation, so why not give him the proper respect? Why not give him the media coverage that ultimately a player, an all-time great, an all-time dominant player, like, I feel like he's the second most dominant player since fucking Shaquille O'Neal, so why not give him that praise? Why not give him that respect? And obviously the Milwaukee Bucks are not building around him, and it's partly on Giannis' fault too, because he has to act out. I hate when superstars do this, but you can't fault for a superstar for being loyal. Like, that's how we love Dirk. That's how we love Kobe. Like, Giannis wants to stay in Milwaukee. He loves Milwaukee. So I ultimately knew that he wasn't going to request a trade this offseason. Everybody talking about Giannis is requesting a trade. Giannis wants out. Giannis is not leaving Milwaukee no time soon. And that's just my opinion. But hopefully, maybe y'all think Giannis is going to leave. But I don't know. I just wanted to make this video. Just talk about, what does Giannis look like next season? Like, where do the Bucks finish next season? I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. Subscribe. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and engage in the channel. There's a video on the left, and I'm pretty sure the channel icon's in the right. Click one of them hoes, man. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. It helps me out. And
I appreciate you.